She was buried in 1871, and yet, a week later, they say she was seen, standing outside her fiancé's window, still wearing the same white dress, still clutching the same silver locket. The man inside died shortly after, and when they opened his grave, the locket was in his hand. This is the true story of Camille Boudreaux, a woman whose death should have been the end. But instead, it was the beginning of something far more haunting. Camille was the kind of woman people didn't forget. Kind eyes, a quiet laugh, a gentle soul who nursed the sick during a yellow fever outbreak in the heart of New Orleans. She fell in love with a man named Thomas Revel, humble, devoted, and just as selfless. They were two people who found warmth in the darkest of times. One evening, Camille gave Thomas a silver locket. Inside it, a lock of her hair, and an engraving. Always, even after. The next morning she was dead. No illness, no injuries, just gone. She was found collapsed in the garden, barefoot, facing the sunrise. The doctors called it a sudden failure of the heart. Her mother said she had been singing the night before, preparing her wedding dress. She was buried the same week in St. Louis Cemetery No. 1, beneath a stone that bore the words she had engraved into the locket. Always, even after. Thomas never recovered. He spoke less, ate less. His eyes were empty. But every night neighbors said they saw a woman standing by his window, a pale figure in a white dress. Some heard soft whispers in French. Others said she wept. Thomas began keeping a journal. One entry read, "I see her every night. She stands in the garden. She's holding the locket. But I buried her with it." His mother begged him to leave New Orleans. He refused. On the 7th night after Camille's burial, he was found dead in his bed. No struggle, no mark, just peace. And in his hand, the locket. The cemetery keeper broke open Camille's sealed tomb to check her remains. What he found was impossible. Camille's body had moved. Her arms, once crossed over her chest, were now spread. One hand, open, the locket, gone. And her eyes, no longer shut. The church buried the incident. The tomb was resealed, the records quietly removed. But in 1934, during repairs, a young archivist found something hidden deep in the tomb, behind the crumbling plaster, a water-damaged note. It read, "I made a promise. I gave my soul for it. Let him rest now. But I remain. Love does not die. It only waits." Signed, simply, CB. The archivist resigned the next morning. She never spoke about it again. Years passed. The legend of Camille became just that, a legend. Until 2002, when a tourist from Ohio took a picture in front of her grave. The photo, developed on film, showed a faint silhouette of a woman in white. Her face was soft, her expression sad, and around her neck, something silver. The original photo was submitted to a paranormal journal, then lost in a flood weeks later. But for those who've heard the story, for those who've stood at the edge of her tomb, one thing remains clear. Camille Boudreaux did not rest. Because some love stories don't end with death. Some promises are stronger than the grave, and some names are never truly buried.